Hello there. Thanks for joining me today again on the DLI channel, Development, Empowerment and Leadership Initiative. Always a pleasure to have you here. Last week, we started a new series where we are focusing on leading in the workplace. So if you missed that video, I encourage you to please go back and watch, because in that video, we try to link it with the last series that has to do with career progression, and then we explored the concept of leadership, the concept of management. We tried to compare the two, and then we explored some ingredients of leadership and a couple of other things. Please check it out. Now this week, I want to take it a bit further by focusing on a subtle shift that happens in career that most people do not take notice of. Here's the scenario. When you get into the workplace, in fact, before you get into the workplace, you package your CV, you write certain exams, you acquire certain competences, and you do your best to project yourself during interview and evaluation. Yes? And then you are given the job, and you come in applying your best endeavor, using the best of skills that you've got to show how you can get problems solved and fulfill the requirements of your role. And the more you do that, the better you get in your appraisal. The better you get in your appraisal, the more responsibilities you are given, until one day you find yourself, you are now no longer working by yourself. You now have other people working with you that you are responsible for. That is the beginning of leading in the workplace. And from one layer to another layer, to another layer, to another layer, depending on how your organization is structured, you begin to rise initially, and this is very important, initially because of your technical skills, the things you can do very well, usually all alone, by yourself. But you may not notice, and usually it can cost you time on the ladder. It can slow you down, because the curve, the relationship between technical skills and behavioral skills, which is where the leadership element comes in, is actually inversely proportional. At the beginning of your career, everybody is trying to evaluate you based on your technical skills. I need you to really pay attention to this. The certification that you have, the skills that you possess, the problem that you can solve, the knowledge that you have. But as you go on, the requirement and the emphasis on the technical skills begin to go down. And the behavioral skills that nobody has been paying attention to before now begins to rise. And this is where all we said last week kicks in. Because what you need as a leader is less of the technical skills and more of the behavioral skill. And your ability to rise and remain there is directly proportional to the quality, the depth, the breadth, and the quality of your behavioral skills. This then leads me to a concept I want to quickly share with you, which speaks about the three legs of leadership. The first leg is self-leadership. What I'm saying in essence is, as you acquire and continue to acquire the technical skills and know-how that you require for your career, you need to add something to it right from the foundation, and that thing is self-leadership. What does self-leadership say? Self-leadership say that your ability to lead yourself is the first leg in the three-leg journey of becoming a successful leader. How do you lead yourself? A major part of self-leadership is the 3 C's that I mentioned last week: competency, character, and connection. You need to keep working on those things. Because you have a certificate, it does not mean that is the end of the world. Keep working on it. Your character, keep building it. Build integrity, build reputation, be consistent. Connection, build quality relationships. Let people know that they can count on you. Be there for them. Open your eyes, open your heart, open your wallet. All that we shared last week. As you master leading yourself, it begins to become attractive to others around you who also want to succeed. So when they notice that when T-Max says, I will deliver 5 p.m. on Monday, 4 p.m., 3 p.m. on Monday, he delivers. Always, always, almost always. When they know that you can't be found in things that are shady, you are not found where they are thinking of defrauding the organization, and that you are building friendship. People are happy to be around you. When teams are going to get set up in the organization, your name always comes up. People want you on their team. You are not the only one that is noticing. Your boss is noticing. Your other bosses are noticing. Your friends are noticing. You are beginning to lead yourself, and you are commending yourself to the management of your organization to say, this guy can lead others. But before the leading others come in, you now find that those who like the way you are going and those who respect the result that you are delivering on a one-by-one basis, they begin to come to you. They seek for advice, they seek for help, they seek for support. They want you to join what they're doing. They try to pick your brain. You are in this team and that team. Then you begin to lead one at a time, one at a time. One at a time. It is your success in self-leadership and your success in one-on-one leadership that will catapult you into the one-to-many. Now, maybe somebody there is saying that I know somebody who doesn't lead himself well, who has not even been able to influence one person, but is being given a senior position in the organization. Absolutely possible. We are talking about leadership. We are not talking about management. One of the difference between management and leadership is that for management, authority comes because of a position that they occupy. When it comes to leadership, leadership comes by influence. So, and if you have found yourself at that level where maybe by virtue of your qualification or your connection or the years you've been on the job, you are at the point of authority, check yourself and ask this question. Why are people listening to you? Why are they following you? Is it because of your position or because you have been able to project your image or your shadow so strongly on them that they want to do what you want them to do because they want to do it? If you don't get to that point, it's only a matter of time. The day your position is withdrawn, your leadership disappears. Your respect disappears. But like I said, don't ever forget, you will not always be on that seat. So the opportunity you have today must be to build a strong relationship, a strong network that can outlive you. Therefore, leadership goes beyond earning a good salary, earning a good score in your performance evaluation. It's about building relationships, investing in lives, creating successors for yourself, perpetuating yourself in the workplace. Because somebody has said that a good way to immortality is to invest in people. Even when you stop sitting on that seat, they can never forget. Yeah? So, we have been talking about the fact that the higher you go in the career journey, the less of the technical skills you require and the more of the behavioral skill that you require. Now, once you get to that point and you have people that are reporting to you, all of a sudden you have a fresh problem in your hand. And what's that problem? How do you build a team? That is the next thing that we're going to be talking about in the next video. It means that you can't afford to miss it. So if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, like, share. Let's have your comment. And if there's anything you'd like us to cover that we have not covered, please feel free to write in. Somebody wrote in this week asking about emotional intelligence. You are free to write in on anything that you want us to talk about. The email address is on the screen and we'll be happy to deal with it. So make it a date next week, and don't ever forget that T-Mac is still my name, and all I'm trying to do is what? Make a little difference. See you next week, and bye.